Okay, I actually wasn't going to make a video about this chapter because I was traveling when this chapter dropped, and also I wasn't really like. It was a great chapter, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have too much to say about it, if that makes sense. But I figured, hey, let's do a quickie. Let's do a quick one today. We'll, get some thoughts out there. I've been thinking, like, I'd like to do something about at least a little something for each chapter, just so I have like a record of like. I'd love to be able to go back, kind of like what I do with the vlogs, and like see what I thought of each chapter and each revelation. Have that historical record in the future. So I figured, hey, you know what? Like, I'd like to get a little something about each chapter as it comes out. So I'll touch on this one as well. Continuing to be Elbaf's continuing to be like incredible. Like it's so good at subverting expectations, like, and giving us stuff we never thought we would see, or like didn't even think to see, like the Brooke stuff last chapter and everything. Like, it's really good at that. And now we are seeing like a new ability from our primary antagonist that's like so genuinely terrifying. Like I was genuinely like creeped out by this chapter. The fact that this antagonist can now essentially possess anyone and turn them into seemingly, like, as of now, from what we know, a permanent villain. Um, so I was wondering, like something I wasn't sure about this chapter, and I'm actually scrolling through it right now to see if there's any face on that. So it seems like the trade-off is immortality for becoming a demon. And that's like kind of what these demon contracts is kind of what Emu does with, like, the Holy Knights, Gunko and everything, and like, doing with Dorian Broggy now. And it's just, I know, like, there's going to be obviously a resolution to this, because they're not going to keep, they wouldn't keep Dorian Broggy as villains that have to be killed forever. I don't think. I couldn't see him doing that route. And obviously I think they're going to do the same thing with Gunko, especially if they have the sympathetic, like, Brooke stuff too. So I think that's coming for sure down the line. But it is just such a genuine, like, terrifying ability, like to take someone and care about and make them absolutely like make them, oh, they're completely possessed and they have no, like, that recognition's gone, and it just creeps me out. Like, genuinely, like, creeps me out. So yeah, this chapter genuinely creeped me out. But at first I was wondering, like, is he only able to do this because of their Oni lineage? There was something said, and I was reading a rough translation. I read this before, like, the TCB and the Viz translations dropped. But I feel like there was a line pertaining to them specifically being Oni. I'm trying to find it now. So it causes an injury and then, like, gives that seal or whatever. I'm not seeing it in this translation, but I wonder if it was something that was part of the rough translation. I don't know. I had, like, this idea in my head, like, is he only able to do it because they're part of just have an Oni lineage? But I guess that doesn't seem to be something that I'm seeing, like, just from skimming through this translation. But it could be something I just missed right now. But no, it seems like Emu can do this to anyone, and it seems like this gives them immortality, but they're essentially corrupted, hypnotized pawns of Emu. And it's interesting because, like a lot of people were saying, like, Saint Killingham, Saint Somers, like, that sainthood implies that they're celestial dragons, and that they don't have this possession, but they're still granted that ability. But it seems like Gunko and, like, now Dorian Broggy are, like, actively being possessed and mind wiped, and they're not celestial dragons that are willingly doing this. And I think that just makes it all the more terrifying. Genius. This is genius writing, like, to make, like, so much discomfort. and so much potential like tragedy. You know, like Oda's so fucking good each and every week. Um, I I think now though, and my friend Jen actually pointed this out, like, and it makes total sense. I think now we're getting like subtly Oda is giving us the answers to what happened with Loki and King Harold, right? Like I feel like this is what happened. I feel like that's Emu and or like Emu or the Holy Knights got fed up with Harold. He wasn't complying with them or wasn't listening to them effectively or wasn't doing something. Or maybe he was possessed for a while and was like, the possession was happening for a while and only wanted to see it. Was Loki. And Loki realized, I have to stop him. This is no longer my father. I have to kill this entity that is using my father's body as a husk, essentially. I think that's what this is trying to explain to us in this chapter, like kind of like subtly give us the answers to that puzzle without explicitly saying. And I know, well, obviously it's Otis' writing style. We'll get an explicit answer and backstory a little later. But like, it is cool that we're like kind of like getting these answers before if we're keen enough to figure it out, I don't know for sure, could totally be wrong. But that's kind of what I'm gathering from this chapter. That's about it. That's like kind of all I really wanted to touch on. It's a really, brisk short chapter. The only other thing is that is the Yamato cover story finished? It says pilgrimage complete. I feel like nothing really happened. I feel like I wanted more who's who. Why know who's who? I like Yamato recruited Ulti in page 1, and I assume like there's like loose fan speculation he formed like the new Beast Pirates, and like there'll be like a Grand Fleet crew, but like I wanted to see more who's who. Like that's what I was we did not get that. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this chapter. That is about it. See you later.